in the vast deep forest of Hyrule. Long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. And he will be the one to lead us to greatness. Navi, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. O Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the Forest of Life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now! Find our young friend and guide him to me! I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly! The fate of the world, nay, the world, depends on thee. Well, he doesn't sound too well. Hi guys, welcome. Scatlink here, and we're off for my 5th Let's Play, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 100% walkthrough. I love this game. It's one of my favourite games of all time, which is the case of many 64 games, in my opinion, for me.
Hello.
Well, maybe a few. But the reason why I wanted to do this as my 5th Let's Play and start off this year is because it's the 5th, as it's my 5th Let's Play, it's the 5th Zelda game in the release order of the Zelda series. So, yeah, I know how to beat this game 100%, of course, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. And, I was going to play this on the GameCube, actually, because I do have the GameCube Master Quest disc, but it runs on 60Hz and my dazzle doesn't accept that, so I have to use a Nintendo 64 controller, and surprisingly enough, the dazzle lag's gotten worse because I'm on an older console. Just wow. Maybe I should go to emulator, but because I have the actual console, I don't think I want to go that far. Hello, Scatlink, wake up! The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you! Scatlink, get up! I don't want to get up, just... Ugh. Hey, come on! Can't Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy? Excuse me? Just waking up here. This is, well, obviously Navi, everyone hates the most, it's just one of those things. But, hey, Fee's more annoying. I'll get into why that is later. You finally woke up, I'm Navi the Fairy. The great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. Likewise, I don't have that many gripes with you. The great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now. Alright then, let's get on with our adventure, of our lack of ass. Now, in buildings, the reason why it's overhead, you might be thinking, this whole game's going to be overhead. Awesome! No, it isn't. Only in buildings that are pre-rendered, like this, because this isn't GameCube graphics, it's just pre-render, just like most Final Fantasy VII areas are. You have to actually press the first person button, or seat up, in order to go into normal movement. this is our scorecard. We want to come back and check it later on. Right now it's got nothing on it, but yeah. And there was a lot of lagging because of... There was a lot of dazzle lag for some odd reason. I think it's because the older the console I go on, the worse it is. Because on the Wii, there's no lag at all. GameCube, I hardly notice it unless it's a big game like Twilight Princess. And, well, I guess that was one of the GameCube's last running games, so... I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to have to put up with dazzle lag a little bit more. Yahoo! Hi, Scatlink! Who's this person with the green hair? Yeah, this is Kokiri Forest, our beginning area. It's kind of nice. You got C up to go into first person. If Navi gets in the way, of course, you're going to have to get your daily, well, minutely tip, I guess. And we've got the usual side hopping, we've got back flipping. Walking backwards is a lot faster than anything else. Or jumping sideways up a slope, that helps as well. So there's a lot of methods for moving fast. Rolling's pretty helpful, but you come to like a complete stop for a split second right after the roll. And if you pause, you get sub-screen. Yes, all my items are on the pause menu, which is why I kept getting confused in my first Let's Play. Got our equipment right here, which are items that we're always got equipped. The highlighted ones are the ones that we've already got. We can decide to equip them, but we've only got the Kokiri tunic and Kokiri boots, our standard equipment. That does absolutely nothing, except for showing a bunch of naked polygons, which don't exist. A quest status screen, nothing to see here right now, and we've also got a handy dandy map that allows us to see where our current position is, quite handily enough. And the flashing dots are where we gotta go, and the normal dots are places we've already been to, and do not, well, not really major to the plot at that point. B to save, of course, and maybe I should explain some differences before I continue on, because I've got so much to talk about. I'm going to be walking around, so you know what, let's get this out of the way first, because I'm going to have to take it slow in this first episode, just to explain everything that I want to explain, because otherwise I'll be into the first dungeon pretty much halfway through already at the end of this episode. Wow, a fairy! Finally, a fairy came to you, Scatlink! I know, right? Wow, that's great news, I'm so happy for you. Now, you're a true Kokiri, Scatlink. Is that right? The great Deku Tree summoned you. Yeah, something about NAVI taking me over there for some odd reason. I have no clue what's going on. I'm just going with the flow like I usually do. It's quite an honour to talk to the great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the great Deku Tree. Even though the game hasn't exactly introduced this character... Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about by NAVI giving us the minute, like, tips all the time. The great Deku Tree has summoned you. Thank you for telling me again. At least it's better than Fee giving you 5 blocks of text just to tell you what to do. And percentage of failure and all that. We all know it's 100% because you're the player, you're going to get it right. Anyway, this is Saria, because the game doesn't explain it to us right off the bat. She's Link's only and most best friend in this place, because Link's the oddball of the family. Just to be pedantic, I guess, I'm just going to quickly get this out of the way, because this is basically introducing the Z targeting mechanic. If you're playing any other version of this game, it'll be L targeting. That includes both GameCube versions, which is the Collector's Edition Master Quest, and the Wii Virtual Console version, which should soon be on the Wii U, and the 3DS version. And maybe I should get into the little nuances of differences and everything. So I'm just going to skip that tutorial right there. So differences on I think the Master Quest GameCube version disc, the HUD is a little different. B button will be red and A button will be green, just like on the controllers. We can swim here. Once again, if you mash B, you can swim a little bit faster. You can tell mashing B, not mashing B. So yeah, it's kind of noticeable, so it's really helpful. So what we got to do is head to the Deku Tree, which we can clearly see is that big grove in the corner of this map here. But this jackass doesn't want to let us through.
Hey you, Mr. No Fairy, what's your business with the Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man.
Don't get how that works, but alright.
What? You got a fairy? Say what? The great Deku Tree actually summoned you. What? Why would he summon you and not the great Mido or Mido? It depends on how you want to pronounce it. This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to help the great Deku Tree without both a sword and a shield ready?
Yeah, this idiot's not going to let us through if we don't have a sword and shield, which he clearly doesn't have. Noob.
Well, you're right. I do not have my equipment ready, but If you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and a shield. Sheesh!
So yeah, we're not allowed to actually go do what we have to do because this idiot's gonna block. Of course, if you're playing any one of the 3.1, 2, or 3 versions of the 64 version, you could do a cartridge tilt, but I'm not that noobish. This is legit 100% on console, so just hop, skip, and a jump over these platforms to get a 5 rupee. We've got to get at least 40 rupees to buy a shield, but we need to find a sword, and I know exactly where to find it. And, yeah, I don't really think there's anything else I need to point out at this moment, otherwise I'm just going to be blabbering a lot, so... Oh yeah, these rocks are special rocks, you can't pick them up, but if you do skills, like backflip, you get money from them. And did I just get both of those monies? Wow, how did I manage that? There we go. So, we've already got a healthy 12 rupees. We can only carry up to 99 rupees to begin with, so even though the game doesn't tell you that, you will notice once you reach 99, because it will highlight in green, not like yellow or anything. So yeah, that's how you know that when you're maxed out. You only have 99 rupees, so you don't even carry 100, which is kind of jerkish. And it wasn't improved in any other game, but got an Indiana Jones boulder right here. Yeah, already at this part of the game, you can actually get killed, even though it only does like a quarter of a heart damage. You start with 3 hearts, like usual. Don't think there's anything else I need to point out. Just make a way through this maze-like thing here to come across a chest. Visit the Know-It-All Brothers to get the answers to all your item-related questions that I can just do myself. Press A to open a chest, like per usual. I don't know why I'm explaining everything that we already know, that we've seen in Twilight Princess, but you know, maybe you didn't watch that Let's Play, in case you're a noob, because that was my first Let's Play and it should be watched. You got the Kokiri sword! On the equipment sub-screen, select it with the cursor and equip it with A. This is a hidden treasure of the Kokiri, but you can borrow it for a while. Be sure to practice with it before you really fight. Yeah, even though it's called a sword, I classify it more as a dagger unless you're playing Super Smash Bros. Melee where its range is actually increased. Look how tiny it is, and I just killed the sign by accident. So yeah, you can see that now we've got a scabbard on our back. The sword isn't automatically equipped, and because of low polygon counts for some odd reason, we cannot have a strap to actually hold our scabbard on our back. It's like attached with staples or something on our tunic. But whatever. So yeah, we can do everything. We got the jump attack, we got the vertical slice, we got the horizontal slice, hang on, we got the stab, there we go, and we also got the signature jump attack. You can twirl and press B to spin almost consecutively, if I can get it right, because this is a 64 controller, like that, which is immensely helpful, which is what kind of messed me up a lot in Twilight Princess, when I was in the middle of a mob. I couldn't spin when I needed to. I always had to hold the button down, or it just works once in a blue moon. But in this game, it works almost consecutively. And if you don't want to do that, you can just hold the button and do it normally. So the reason why I'm giving you the tutorial of the sword now is because this was the age where tutorials were a little bit more lenient. And it doesn't actually tell you how to use the sword slashes, it only tells you through text and not demonstration. So I can streamline it. And this lag is really starting to wind me up. Not the game lagging, the game is running at normal speed as far as the 64 goes. It runs a little bit more smoothly on the 64 and any other higher console. But you know, why did I grab a heart? I didn't need it. Whoa! I hate it when the camera does that. Of course, this was also the age of when camera angles weren't exactly perfected, but the Z targeting fixes that, so not that bad. This game is a masterpiece. I don't think I need to sing its praises, but whatever. I enjoy the game. I play it at least once every 2 years. I've been playing it a lot more recently though, because I was practicing for this Let's Play, to be honest. Either on my even on my GameCube. I keep getting confused with the two games. God damn it. GameCube version or the 3DS version, because you know 3DS is portable. It's awesome. So I'm actually a little low on cash right here. I need a little bit more money. Oh, I know where I can get more money. We can break rocks. We can kill bushes like usual. We can run through this tall grass right here and actually find stuff. Don't worry, you won't encounter a Rattata or a PG or all that kind of stuff. This ain't Pokemon. So yeah, you've got pretty much free reign here. If you go behind this house, you should be able to find a blue rupee. There it is. And now we're going to go into Mido's house and rob him blind because he's a jerk. got 4 chests right here. One of them contains a... Well, yeah. One of them contains a recovery heart. I think it's this one. Nope, that one's a blue rupee. So you get a blue rupee. I think you get 2 green rupees. And a recovery heart in here. Okay, it's 2 blue rupees and 1 green rupee. Okay, I do know this game. It's just that these small unimportant chests I don't really know that well. But when it comes to the dungeons and the side quests and everything else, I know this game inside and out. Might sound a little bit sad, but you know. I just enjoy this game. It's a game that never gets boring for me. It may get a little stale, but it never gets boring, because you never know when something can bug out. And I'm not saying that this game is buggy, it's just that when you're on a cartridge, it just seems to do that. So what we need to do is buy one of these, which is 40 rupees, which is kind of cheap, but kind of expensive considering that's half your wallet anyway. You got a Deku Shield. Switch to the equipment subscreen to select the shield. Press A to equip it. Press R to crouch and defend. If you press R while Z targeting, or L targeting if you're on any other version, you can move while defending. No, we don't want to buy anything else because shops in this game are actually pretty useless. The only time when you need to come to a shop is either for blue potion or for this. And I keep getting a window popping up and closing down instantly. I don't know why that keeps happening. I don't know if it's coming out in recording or not. I'll have to try and sort that out. But yeah, the only reason why you need to come into a shop is just for the Deku Shield, really. That's the only reason. So let's pause and equip our newly shield. And there we go, we're fully equipped. So now we can crouch and defend, and we can stab while defending on ground, which you couldn't do in Twilight Princess because you block while targeting anyway, so whatever. And R button was used for shield attacking. Oh yeah, and if you do a jump and then press B when you have your sword out, you'll automatically do a jump attack, because that's the only attack that you can do in the air. Yeah, if you target, you can move around while blocking, just like in any other 3D Zelda game at this point. No change there. And because we're fully equipped, get out of my way, you jackass.
If you want to see the great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword and a shield.
Buddy, look at my back.
Oh, you have a Deku Shield. What's that? Is that the Kikiri sword? Good grief! Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh?
Buddy, you calling me a wimp? I can chop your head off with this if you want an NPC that's invincible to weaponry.
I, the Great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot, how did you get to be the favourite of Saria and the Great Deku Tree, huh? Minions are frickin' jerkasses, murdering the weapons and the lucky bastards summoning you.
Keep mumbling all you want, buddy. So yeah, we're coming to the Deku Tree finally, because, you know, annoyances. And we get our first enemy in the game that just appear right as soon as you hit the event wall that loads the area. Because, you know, 64 stuff. Just slash them once, they're dead, and you get Deku Sticks. These can be used to light stuff. If you walk into fire with a stick, you'll light it so you can light other torches up. You can only carry up to 10 at once, and they actually make pretty good weapons. They do double damage to what any weapon... No, they do double damage to what the Kikiri sword can do, so it's already better than the Kikiri sword, but with a catch. If you hit anything with a Deku stick even once, it breaks in half. Unless you perform a glitch, which I will be able to show later, because I don't think we can do it around here. How the hell did you block me? That was weird. I must have hit his head when he was coming out. So yeah, just because of pedantic issues of me being OCD, I have to have it maxed out before I head to the Deku Tree. So just excuse me. At least I can show every attack here. Look, if I get one out and just hit the wall, it breaks. And if they're set a light too long, they'll burn up and disappear, and it'll count as a broken one, and therefore it's gone. Actually, can I actually show this off now? Nope, it didn't work. Basically what you're supposed to do is jump against a wall, well, jump attack against a wall with a Deku stick, and you hit the wall. If you hit the wall twice because you jumped at a high enough area, you'll be able to use half the stick, but I'll have to show that later when I get the chance. Probably when we get a little further in.
Great Deku Tree, I'm back.
That was the wrong voice. Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Scatlink, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the great Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. Well, yeah, I did have a nightmare of this one dude on a black steed coming out of a castle town? Don't know what that's all about. I hope I'm not telling the future or anything. Even though that would be pretty badass. Scatlink, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom or courage. Or the latter, not the former. Even though this game is heavily in puzzles, it's not what you're affiliated with. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this task? Yes, because if I say no, I have to watch this whole cutscene again. Then enter, brave Scatlink, thou too, NAVI. NAVI the fairy, thou must aid Scatlink. And Scatlink, when NAVI speaks, you see up to listen well to her words of wisdom when she takes away your first-person perspective button. Because, yeah, when NAVI doesn't want you, you can go into first person like this. So, that's kind of obvious, but, you know, I had to explain that. Because that's one of the reasons why people hate NAVI. They have to get rid of the tip in order to get into first person. That's why you resort to weapons to go to first person. And that way you don't have to, like, continuously tilt in a direction, because you can't just move the camera and make it stay there. If you let go of the C stick, it will default back to default. So, if you use a first person weapon, like a slingshot or bow, you can lock it in. But yeah, if you haven't played this game before, only a few people, a handful of people I think I know haven't played this game fully, this is the first dungeon of the game already. Yes, only 20 minutes in and we're already at the first temple of the game. Or dungeon, so I say. It's not a temple really, it's the inside of the Deku Tree. So, well, I think I've explained all I need to explain. I know this episode hasn't exactly been the funnest of all things, but I need to explain a lot of things, because there's like 5 versions of this game out now, and there could be some graphical or technical differences, like some bugs were fixed. I don't even know what version my N64 cartridge is, so I'm guessing it's just the latest. So, in the next episode, we will go into the Deku Tree, because I'm mumbling about how this game is awesome and everything. And I'll see you guys then, and Happy New Year, even though that's a little bit late.